Welcome to the Dachop team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. What's going on, good people? It's your boy twinsinc once again. And know what? I'm getting right straight to it. There's no lovely, friendly introduction. I'm going right into it right now. So someone posted something saying that those two brothers in California who hung themselves, he feel that them brothers was a selfish act in light of what we're going through right now in the world. And he feel badly that them brothers, were hurting that bad that they hung themselves. And rest assured that those brothers weren't, they were hung, but he's saying that they weren't strapped up, meaning that they wasn't tied up, and they pretty much hung themselves on their own. Just like that. Let's be clear, people. I'm gonna go first real quick, real short. I know you want to jump in. Now, I think that was 2 at that time. I think it's up to 5 now. 5 black men. Do you have a different number than that?
You know what? Keep going. Let's look it up.
Okay. From what I have, it's 5 as of right now, and today is Wednesday, June 17th at 9:43 p.m. So this is right now 5 black males that I know that hung themselves and was ruled suicide. All 5 black men. During this time that we're living in, with people, up in rage, was dealing with George, and then the guy in Atlanta, Georgia, who got shot. It's just black men being murdered on the street right now. Black lives in danger right now. You probably see the hashtag I say all the time. It is what it is. Black lives in danger. But I want to call that on bullshit. You tell me 5 brothers decided, you know what, I'm going to go outside. Man, that's a nice looking oak tree right now. And I'm just going to hang myself with no ransom note. I mean, not ransom note, but with no note or nothing. No. Let's be clear. Most black men, not saying that black men don't commit suicide. They do. But from the history and from the records that we have, when most black men do decide to take their own life, they either do drug overdose, they either take a gun and shoot it to their head so it's quick. Maybe those is really it. I mean, to be honest with you, as far as, I don't know, I can't think of the mindset of those guys when they do those acts as far as killing themselves. But me personally, I'm like, listen, if I do decide to kill myself, I'm not hanging myself. Because honestly, I think like me personally, like it's an insult, because that's how our ancestors were killed back in the day. We were hung in trees. You get what I'm saying? So me, if I decide I'm going to kill myself, I'm not giving no one else the benefit of the doubt that, you know what I'm saying, that if I took my own life, I took my own life, but I'm not getting the benefit of the doubt that someone white did it, XYZ. That's how I look at it. Like, no, there's other ways to do it, and hanging from a tree is not something that I want to do. Even though I might not be in the right state of mind as far as whatever I might be going through at that time frame. I'm saying, not listen. And y'all see my posts on Facebook and Instagram. I love my life. I will not commit suicide. I have everything to live for. So let's be clear. I am not suicidal at all. So let's put that out there. So if you hear about twinsinc hanging in a tree, no, I was murdered. I was killed. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And people say, well, he wasn't tied up. Man, listen, just drugs out there. They can knock your ass right out. And you wake up like, what the hell I do last night? Shit. Think about this. People get drunk, and the next day I'm like, what the hell I do last night? You remember what you did last night? You remember you did XYZ? I'm like, man, I don't remember nothing. All I remember is drinking and then waking up the next day like, who was this in the bed next to me? So if regular alcohol can knock you out and forget what you did the day before, I'm sure there's other drugs out there that do the same thing. So I know we're waiting for the toxicology come back with the results as far as the bloodstream XYZ. I find it hard to believe in this day and age, 2020, that 5 black men within a week or 2 weeks are found hung in trees where nobody's around. Like that makes no sense in this day and age where everybody got a cell phone. Like, really? And these people are hanging themselves in parks. Like, they're not hanging in secluded places. They're out in the public places hanging themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought right now. I'm gonna let Seth go in because I know he got some stuff he want to say. You got the floor, my brother.
I mean, and once again, I'm not going to say that I've researched this and I can give you full stats, but I'm not. Of course, I've did a cursory glance over a lot of articles over the years. First off, for the most part, unless you're jumping from a bridge or jumping off of a building, for most part, suicide is a private act. People who actually commit suicide and they do it successfully tend to do it in a private setting. So if you think some black men threw a rope over a branch to kill themselves in a damn park, that's actually very, 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 very rare. Statistically speaking, we don't do that. If you're going to kill yourself, that's what pills are for. That's what a gun is for. That's what a razor blade or a knife is for. But most people who successfully kill themselves do it in a private setting. Okay? So I call BS on black men hanging from trees because they were so tired of life. They were hurting so bad that the only way they could end it was to kill themselves in a public setting, like hanging from a freaking tree. But for this dude, see, in my opinion, once again, I'm gonna throw this out. For all of y'all black people out there, not all kinfolk, skinfolk.
Say it again.
Skinfolk.
Say it again.
Not all of them. This dude, in my opinion, this black guy who wrote this particular post or whatever, dude, I don't give a damn how you think you feel. You are a tool of white supremacy. You believe that narrative and you want to push that out like it's some kumbaya shit. Okay? It's not. At this point of heightened anger and feelings and emotions, you think these brothers in these areas where they killed themselves felt like this was the best way to express their pain was to kill themselves? Or would it have been better to throw bricks through a window? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's highly unlikely. And for you to jump to that conclusion, you suspect, brother. You should check yourself, Negro. Second part is, did you, young man who threw this particular opinion out from nowhere just to try to divert the situation, did you see any crime? Did you see any photos of the scene? What? How did they get in the tree? Did you see the chairs, the ropes, the ladders, the whatever they stood on to set up the rope and then kill themselves? Because you can't get high enough in a tree to throw a rope over the tree and then kill yourself at a height off the ground without something to support your body, right? So once again, stools, ladders, chairs, whatever. Did you see these? I'm not saying they weren't there. I'm saying I'm pretty sure you didn't see these things. Secondly, if you think the police going to tell you the truth, have you saw the news lately? The police blatantly lie about every police report that they write in context to black people. Did you hear about the George Floyd autopsy?
Some of it.
Did you hear that, brother?
Not all of it, because a lot of that stuff is going to trigger me. So I just I learned that here, but go ahead.
And I'm tired of being triggered too. But I heard it. The first time the county coroner who did his autopsy said that he did not die from asphyxiation. He died from other unrelated medical issues. That's what they said. On the county coroner report, this is what they submitted to the police. The family paid for a private autopsy to be performed. That private autopsy said that he died from asphyxiation due to, the compressed diaphragm or something like that. Pretty much. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can't trust the police report. You got to trust your common sense. I don't know. I might know personally by name and face 1,000 people off the top of my head, maybe 2,000. I don't know anybody right now that knows how to tie a noose.
I don't. Only thing I know how to tie is a shoestring. I know how to tie a knot. But first off, I don't even have a rope that big enough, or you know what I'm saying? Like, get a rope from where? I mean, maybe a Home Depot, but I don't buy a rope. Nah.
The only people that got rope are people that use rope. Okay, I've done some landscaping in the back of a truck. There might be some rope. I don't know people who don't. You should look and see what these men did for a living. If they did landscaping, they might have had rope. If they worked in an office or some crap like that, they ain't have any rope. People that don't use rope don't have rope.
Right, and I think I don't know which person, because like you said with you, I've not done the investigation, but my wife been watching. She said one of the family members said that the son or the man was not suicidal. You know what I'm saying?
And once again, bruh, I'm not saying that black men don't commit suicide, because we do. Right. We do. But like Sandra Bland, you saw Sandra Bland. You saw what she had going on in her life. You think she would just commit suicide because she was locked up for one night?
Not at all.
You think she went? You think she went from angry black woman on the street to depression suicide level in one day? She ain't even talked to a lawyer yet. She ain't even told her mama though. What, bruh?
Listen. And if you watch the interactions you had when she got pulled over, she couldn't wait to go to court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tear this up. I'm gonna tear you up. X, Y, Z. All this for a turn sin or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's dead.
And that's the point. When it's odd that when once again, Robin Williams, he committed suicide. I'm throwing a lot of names in to let you know. Robin Williams committed suicide in the privacy of his own home. His body was found. There was a note attached. Have you heard anything about a note? Most people who commit suicide have a reason for committing suicide, and most people who commit suicide want people to know why they committed suicide. Very few people just kill themselves because it's easier. They tell you why they kill themselves. You know why. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but this isn't suicide, brother. And for you to try to distract them and deflect the argument that quickly, who was it? Gayle King, when she was talking about Kobe. She jumped in the negative aspects of Kobe life so fast. What was the point for that? Who are you doing that for? You didn't even give his wife time to grieve before you went all the way left. Who you working for? And that's what I'm saying for this brother. I don't know you, man. I don't know that guy. But you the problem. You're the problem. That right there, you're a slave to the mentality. You believe the bullshit because somebody white told you to believe it.
And it could be very well be the case the man committed suicide, right? It could be. You know what I'm saying?
Always,
but my thing is this, that it's frustrating when it be our people who come out quick to say some dumb shit like that. You get what I'm saying? I had that one person to say, "Oh man, I can't." You know, he probably killed himself. No, it's one of our black people to be like, "Oh yeah, these guys are selfish." First off, he just come out and say they're selfish. Oh, they're selfish because they killed themselves. Like, no, something just don't sound right. It don't feel right.
I've never thought of anybody who committed suicide that I've ever known in my life, and I've only known one other person to commit suicide that I knew. I never thought one time that somebody who committed suicide was selfish. I never did. These people were hurt. These people hurt so bad that they cannot see the light, and so they end.
And then on top of that, those and this one guy I saw. I didn't see him go through the whole act, but he constantly cried out for help. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he needed help, but we knew all what he was going through. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. The one person I knew that committed suicide, it was a girl. She was always unhappy. I mean, you could actually understand why she did it. It's like I've never met somebody that unlucky in my life. Everything she touched broke. I don't know how she did it. I don't know why, but she could not do right. Okay, she tried to be a nice person. People spit in her face. She tried to show you that she's a good girl and she would make you happy. Her boyfriends cheated on her, treated her bad. She tried to go to work. She can't keep a job. She tried to pay her bills. She get put out. She tried to get a dog. The dog dies. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to help. I've never seen somebody who all the dominoes fall the wrong way for her. When she ended it, and I ain't gonna say we was close friends. I'm just saying I knew her. But when she ended it, it was like, I'm actually sad that she's gone. I am, but I hope she's at peace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Happy people. Nobody commits suicide in a vacuum. Normally, you see how bad it is, and for that person before they commit suicide, you can see how shit just ain't rolling right with them, right?
Right.
So for this guy, you selfish. Once again, I don't know you, bro, but I would definitely check you to your face if I knew the person who wrote this. You don't have the right to make that decision about somebody else, bro. You don't. So anyway, once again, if you're gonna commit suicide, the vast majority of people commit, unless you throw yourself off a bridge or off a building. You normally do it in private. But black people hanging from trees, I would bet money that no black person has ever actively hung themselves outside from a tree in my lifetime. I would bet money on that.
No
That's
argument there.
opinion.
No disagreement there.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I would bet money. No black person.
And then you know, in the timing is everything as well. So to believe that, you know, me personally, I wouldn't speak on it at all, right? As far as if they commit suicide or not, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But it's the fact that right now, and I said this on a previous show we had, when you have multiple, you know, because everybody's protesting and rioting right now, right? When you have all these cops designated to one certain area for these certain hours, other areas are now lacking policing, surveillance, whatever, right? So if you think if every black person or majority of black people are going to the march and they're in this certain area marching, and all the cops is in this area. But then you got some people who just, I'm going to just chill out and, you know, I'm being me, whatever. But when you look at it, you know, there's people who are not protesting down the street, but then there's still white supremacy still out there. And guess what? They mad as hell right now that people are blocking the roads, right? You know what I mean? Because of course we got someone who driving and just run people over. So they're coming to the the protests and riots too. They're coming there too, you know, and some even just as cops. So yeah, they're there too, right? But then there's someone there who ain't there and it's like they want to do something, right? And then if you and I want to tell all my brothers out there and sisters, do not go anywhere alone by yourself. And if you do, have a weapon, have something. Have your phone with you. Make sure you're communicating with somebody. Everybody know where you're going, what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, the cops lie. I'm just sorry. They just lie. It's proven. Like you said with Sandra Blaine. They just lie. Every time someone gets shot and killed, whatever, and we get the documents or you watch the court stuff, they lie about everything. Even the guy who got killed who was running, the guy who filmed it, they hit him with a car. But he on CNN acting like you know, if I didn't record the video, then we wouldn't be here right now. You know, his family wouldn't know what happened to him. But he's the one that hit him with the car to box him in.
Yep.
People lie all the time. So what I'm saying is that with all the cops being in one area and everybody being gone, you if I was a criminal or bad guy, I know I can get away with murder right now. Because if all the cops are away at the location, and then if somebody can go ahead and create, all right, over here, do a fire, right? So people can go to the location because the fire put a house out. But over here, you got all the free time to kick in someone's house or kill somebody, hang on whatever, and there's no one there to protect you. Because if you realize with everything has been going on since Trayvon Martin going up, and I'm sure it goes back before that, with every black person has been killed, choked, whatever case may be, I have not seen that one white person intervene and say, "Stop! What are you doing? You're being too excess." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And mind you, they're there too. Now we know black people are there or whatever. People there's always somebody recording. I get that, right? But I'm drawing the picture for y'all. I have not seen any white person run and stop and intervene and what y'all guys doing, what's going on, whatever, right? Nothing. So if a black guy is being chased again and you see it, all they're going to do is turn their head like they see nothing. Because you can't tell me when dude was running in Georgia, runs for the life, trying to get away from people wasn't outside or hearing the commotion, people running around and stuff. And y'all looked, and that's it. When they say, none of my business. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that if you're a black man out there and you rocking the streets at night by yourself, there's some white people running around doing up to no good. I mean, hell, we just had a drive-by shooting by a white supremacist that killed 2 people. 5 people shot, right in Atlanta, Georgia. 5 people shot, 2 people dead.
Yep. Well, I just want to add one thing so that to where we at right now is that people, it's obvious, and I know you've seen the Facebook information about it and everything, but the police are the legal enforcement arm of white supremacy, right?
Right.
So they are not there to serve and protect us. White supremacists can move in the shadows without no problem. The police ain't even looking for them. A whole bunch of cops are KKK members. So you don't have to be thinking that the cops aren't there because they're distracted with where black people at. The cops ain't never looking for white people that do something to black people. They're never looking for them. That's America. And we really gotta take it. Once again, the police are the enforcement arm of white supremacy. That's why we're marching in the streets right now. It's no doubt in my mind that the people who got hung, the police knew. I personally believe that the police know. There ain't no privacy in America. There's 1,000 video cameras everywhere. If they really wanted to see who came in and out of that park, they could tell you. You know I'm not lying. Thanks. Right? So, but the news media is, once again, it's the mouthpiece of white supremacy. You only going to hear what they want you to hear, you know? But your common sense, when you hear something on the news and it directly contradicts your common sense, you know it. You feel that in your spirit. You know. I'm gonna go back. Sandra Bland didn't kill herself. No, there's no logical way you would explain to me how an angry black woman would go from angry black woman to suicidal in less than a weekend.
Right.
That would be impossible. I mean, if she was already a depressed person, but an angry black woman on her way to a job interview, would kill herself out of depression. Nick, we black. We almost always in a messed up state or situation. It takes a lot to depress us to the level of suicide. Not saying we don't do it, but we ain't offing ourselves out of depression that kind of way.
Right.
All right. 3 black men hanging themselves, and I just looked it up online. I didn't see any other articles. Matter of fact, I'm wondering why I'm not seeing the articles because I know it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Message.
Why aren't why aren't those articles available? Because I've seen it on Facebook, but I can't find it searching CNN or Google right now, just so I could have some real stats in front of me. I know they're there, but shouldn't they be more obvious?
Yeah.
Wait, who controls the search algorithms at Google and Yahoo? Once again, white supremacy. They always looking and they always watching each other back, and that's why we rioting in the streets right now, so that we can at least try to put a halt to a little bit of this garbage. But that's my opinion.
I mean, apparently, as if we look at it, everyone has an opinion, right?
Yeah, they like buttholes. Everybody got one. But I just don't like it when we throw sand and dirt in each other's faces. All right? I don't need you, whoever that guy is. I don't need you to feed me bullshit that I know I could at least accept the bullshit from somebody white. But coming from you, I know it's BS. I just don't like the color of the hand trying to feed it to me, bro. Check yourself. That's my opinion.
No. I mean, I don't. At this point now, man, it's just like I don't know really what to say at this point now. It's like, I told my wife this. I can't believe that we're actually living a movie when you think about the COVID, right? Like, outbreak, whatever. We're actually living an actual movie, and it's like I can't believe this is actually happening. And I'm like sitting here thinking now, like, damn, are we really about to have this race war? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm actually down with it, bro. I mean, I don't want this to happen, but we can't ignore the fact, and this is my main point. We never, as black people, we never fought for our freedom. It was given to us by accident. If you know your history about Lincoln, he did not free the slaves on purpose.
Of course.
We only free because some mofos misunderstood what was written. We only free because of a damn misunderstanding. They keep trying to make it seem like Lincoln was fighting the war to free the slaves. It's a whole bunch of BS tied up in that. Freeing the slaves was a small portion of what he was actually trying to accomplish. It was all about money. All right? And when he freed the slaves, I'll tell everybody, read the Emancipation Proclamation. Don't believe me. Read it. He freed the slaves in Confederate-controlled areas only. He did not free the slaves in Union-controlled areas. So when y'all say, oh, he freed the slaves. No, he freed the slaves he didn't have control over. He didn't free the slaves he actually had control over in those areas. Them folks were still slaves. Now, once everybody said, oh, well, I misinterpreted, but we're going to roll with it. Nigga, it was an accident. It was an accident. Like how your girl told you she loved you, and you interpreted it to say that she wanted to stay with you forever, but she meant for like right then when you bought her a pair of shoes. She don't really love you. She just love you for the shoes you just bought her. Misinterpreting shit. I know it's a little bit crazy, but that's how I see it.
No. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, read the Emancipation Proclamation before you get all happy. So, as far as us being free, we never fought for our freedom. We never fought for our freedom. It was given to us. And when somebody gives you something, well, they control how much they give you. They control, and they actually trying to control what you do with what they gave you. There's all this right now, if you want your freedom, you have to fight for it. It's all it is to it. And that's what we're finally sound like we're doing. I don't know if it'll end or not, but if we stop protesting, it'll shock you to see how fast back to business as usual this world would go. And that's my opinion.
Message. So with that being
And,
said, I mean, we we're going to drag this out much any longer than what it needs to be.
but it grind my gears to have somebody say that these guys are selfish. Oh my God, you selfish, bruh. Who you working for? Who told you to write that?
And then even on top of that, when you think about, it's let them be selfish. You get what I'm saying? Because if they listen, let's say they did hang themselves. You know what I'm saying? Let's say they did do that. They probably did it because based on what they've been seeing forever. You understand what I'm saying? Like traumatized. Let's say they did. I'm sure those 5 black men saw the video of George and Ahmad, but especially George, being killed in front of everybody in the world, and nobody did nothing about it. No one intervened. This man begs for his life. This man did nothing wrong. Over $20, which it wasn't counterfeit neither. So the man did nothing wrong. He was actually buying his stuff. You understand what I'm saying? This man died for nothing. So that owner of that restaurant, like, if they want to burn some shit down, they need to burn out the spot down. Whatever he was at, shopping, buying, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, if y'all want to go off and go, like, nigga, that is the whole reason why we're in the state that we is now. I mean, not saying that we wouldn't be in again, because we saw the guy happen to Wendy's. Wendy's got burned down, but of course we didn't burn it down. The white lady burned it down. Call what it is.
Yeah, that's complicated.
Yeah. But still, we do have a $10,000 bond on our lady's head. So if anybody want to know, I mean, I don't know, but if somebody know and they want to tell me the name, let me know, because I'll be sure to drop a dime on her and get that $10,000. I do need a new deck put in the back. But anyway, but yes, as far as George, as far as that place needs to be shut down. That store, wherever he was at, buying whatever from, needs to be shut down. That dude needs to lose his job because the man lost his life. Because let's just say it was a fake $20 bill or whatever, fake check, whatever, right? They have insurance. They have petty. We know these companies have petty cash, meaning that if something come up short, whatever, they got the money to replace it. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if let's what I'm saying, let's be real with it. Let's be honestly real with it. If that $20 was fake, it wasn't gonna hurt them anyway, because they got petty cash, they have insurance. So that man lost his life for nothing.
Also,
go ahead.
Well, also you have to see, and I appreciate that perspective, but on the same token, it is not a capital offense to have a fake $20. So counterfeiting, you cannot get the death penalty for counterfeiting money.
Facts.
So regardless of right or wrong, he shouldn't have died for fake money. This dude, I can't even tell you his name, and I got so many names in my head, but he shouldn't have died because he was asleep in a Wendy's drive-thru. That's not a capital offense. That's a misdemeanor at best, right?
Right.
Amar Aubrey, well, that wasn't the police, but you know what I'm saying? When you should not die, when black men shouldn't die or have the chance of dying every time they interact with the police. If the punishment doesn't fit the crime. But for hundreds of years, y'all have punished us in ways we can't even imagine properly. And think about this. They just said this jump. 10 days? Was it 10 days since they killed George? George Floyd? It was 10 days. In the same 10 days since they killed him, the police have killed over 120 people. In the same 10 days. So they're killing people on average about 12 people per day in this country. That's why we're marching. That's why. I'm not standing up for criminals. I'm not standing up for drug dealers. But once again, my son is autistic. My son is not going to follow directions. My son is not going to obey your orders. My son doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. But my son doesn't deserve to die if he comes into contact with the police. He's autistic. He's not a criminal. He's not a menace to society. But if the police tell him to get down, get on your knees, put your hands behind your head, or put your hands on the hood of the car and do all, he's not going to do any of that. He's not going to do any of that. He can't do any of that. I don't need you to be willing to shoot my son because he didn't follow directions. But he fit the description of a big black man. So for this, once again, this individual who says they selfish, I don't think they selfish. I think they was murdered. But even if they were selfish enough to kill themselves because they tired of dealing with the situation we find ourselves in, day after day, year after year, decade after decade, century after century, I understand them giving up because it's tiring being black. I would understand them giving up. I think you're an asshole for thinking they were selfish for being tired of doing this god-awful work we have to do just to be black in this country.
Facts.
But that's my opinion.
I like that. And we're going to close out right there. Just like that, because you hit it on top of the nail. Like, and, I don't want a black man or anybody to commit suicide, because of the, of the so-called Bible, they say, right? You going straight to hell, right? I'm just saying. So, if we're going to go off the premises, I don't want him to go to hell, right? For committing suicide, but I get it. But at the end of the day, I can understand because I'm a black man. Not just saying I'm going to hang myself because I'm not, but I understand of the daily visual of seeing a brother being killed. Because at the end of the day, he may not be my actual brother, but we look, we're the same skin protection. He's black.
Well,
it could be me.
Amen. It could be us.
It could be me any moment. I go running all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, I've been pulled over plenty of times, and I forgot to turn signal on. You know what I'm saying? I got a ticket or I got a warning, and that was it. But now it's like, shit, if I get pulled over, this can be it. You know what I'm saying? This can be it. This is how it may happen for me. Am I going to be the next hashtag? And first off, I don't want to be no hashtag. Do not want to be the hashtag.
You know what? If my death serve a purpose, then I accept it. I don't want it, and I'm not asking for it.
Right.
But like George Floyd did not ask for this. But if your death serve a purpose, then at least it serves a purpose. But you didn't deserve this, brother. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know what? And before before we hang it up here,
I got one more disclaimer I want to add.
Okay.
For anybody who hears the sound of my voice, I, Seth, the Dark Child, am way too angry as a black man to consider killing myself. So, if ever my body's found hanging from a tree, or I don't do drugs, so if I'm overdosed on drugs, that didn't happen. I don't do drugs. If I drink myself to death and I die from drunk driving, I don't drink. So, no, I wasn't drunk behind the wheel. Okay? That's a disclaimer. If I die, it had better be from old age or illness or somebody did it to me. Just saying. That's my disclaimer.
Got it. And we're gonna save it too. hey, that's why I made that post. You know what I'm saying? People thinking, I said, nah, I gotta put it out there so people know. I don't want anybody thinking, you know what? Twins was going through this, and he's stressed. No. I might be stressed sometimes, but I'm not stressed enough to take my life.
Amen. I do not believe in suicide.
Not at all.
I don't believe it. I will not kill myself, and I will not hang, stab, cut my wrist, shoot myself, throw myself off a building or out of a window. I will not do any of those things.
Listen. I don't like pain, and I cringe when I hit my toe off the side of the wall or something. So you know what I mean? That's my toe, that little pain right there. So yeah, I'm with you on that. But so I'm glad you said that. I'm definitely gonna save it. Make sure you're gonna post it. So once it's on the internet, it's always there. It's never going anywhere. But also, no, I appreciate that. And you know, also, I just want to say too, you know, George's daughter. You have to understand now, she is going to have to live with the rest of her life with that trauma of one, losing her dad. And then, of course, I don't know if they're going to, you know, it's going to be like every year now she got to relive this. That, you know, because George is now a movement now.
Oh, it's going in the history book.
It's going in the history book and it's going to be a movement. But now she got to relive this every year. Ain't you the dad who lost his life? And, you know, she got to relive this. And then on top of that, he's not there.
What happened? Well, what happened with her kids in school, and they come to this chapter in the history books? You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't like what's going on, and
you know
they don't deserve it.
I mean, I understand. You know, being history is awesome, but you don't want to be the history of something like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, even like Emmett Till. You know, if I know he don't have kids, but if he had brothers and sisters or family members or family line, they got to deal with that every year of, you know what I'm saying, of the Emmett Till that's well known. So like Brianna, I mean not Brianna, well that's all, even Brianna as well. But you know, but as far as like, you know, George's daughter, like that, he had a daughter, and the worst part, what man, he has family. You know what I'm saying? Like the part I have, like the man has family, and he's now leaving his baby girl alone. You know, I don't know if he had more than one kid, but the daughter we know because, you know, we've seen her. But I think she's 4, but she's not going to be there. I mean, he's not going to be here for no more. I have a daughter, and I value every moment I see my daughter. Every time, because I have a man cab that I work downstairs and I go upstairs. But every time I go upstairs, my kids always run and give me a hug. And guess what? I appreciate that hug every time. I hug them right back, enjoy the moment. Because I never know, as a black man, when that's going to be my last hug I get from my kids. Because I can go to the gas station just to get gas for my lawnmower to cut my grass, and I can fit the description for something I had nothing to do, and I could die just like that. My life is in danger. It's not me just creating a hashtag and, you know, just, no. My life is, I can die any moment when I leave my house. That's why I don't mind that's why I don't mind staying home. I'm happy. I got a lot of space. I'm good. I don't have to go nowhere. And, you know, like, do I want to travel and do things? I do like that, but I don't want to die neither. And people say, you know, you don't want to live in fear. No, I don't want to live in fear, but I want to live, though. You know what I'm saying? You can't guarantee me that if I leave the house and, you know, go drive down to Florida that I'll make it back. You can't get that to me. And if something do happen to me, are you going to be the one going to sit there and take care of my wife, my kids, my house? I mean, of course, I'm all right because real men, real fathers, if something do happen to me, my family be taken care of, but that ain't the point I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be there for my kids, my son, my daughter. They grew up through, you know, sports, school, whatever, activities, whatever, lives. I won't be there because a cop or somebody or white supremacy doesn't like me because of my skin. So I just want to drop that nugget on your heads out there. So when people talk about, let's talk about it, I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about at this point now. I want to see action. And I mean action. You know, I'm not saying burn shit down. Well, for me, what twinsinc is saying that if you want, what kind of change you want from twins? What change do you want twinsinc? Twinsinc, what change do you want to see? Well, for me, first off, let's go ahead and label white supremacy as a terrorist group. That's number one. Okay, let's go and do that. Number two, let's go into the banking system, and when somebody black applies for a loan for a house, car, whatever it may be, they get treated the same. They get treated the same way. They get the same rates. You know what I'm saying? And then in the legal system and the police system, all those stuff, once you make sure that white supremacy is a terrorist group, then everyone who's affiliated with the white supremacy, guess what? They got to step away from that position. They can't be judges no more. They can't be cops no more. They can't be lawyers. They can't be none of that, because those are all the same people who are in line together who sit brothers and sisters in jail for nothing. There's brothers and sisters in jail right now who didn't do nothing, spending their life in jail for something that was petty. Somebody took a $2 Snickers from a store, but they spending 25 years in life, not life, but 25 years of life in jail because they stole a $2 Snicker bar. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the change. Those are some of the changes that I would like to see. So just sitting there and talking to me about it, there's nothing to talk about. Sitting there and throwing money at these companies, like, oh yeah, we donated $100 million over there to this company over here. Well, every year there's going back to school program for kids, and I never see none of these big companies that you're talking about donating books in schools, never providing laptops to these schools. So you throw money at these big companies or these black companies that's supposed to be for the black people. Well, I don't see them in the projects in bad low income areas.
I'm on your side. I just want to interject one thing to add on to that.
Yeah.
Listen, isn't it funny when people like Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that has billions of dollars, if they really if they really wanted to change something, don't you think they could have spent that money by now? There's so many problems in the world. If you was really serious about changing some things, $50 billion would have been gone like I don't know, if you dropped it in the hood with the crackheads. If you really was serious about fixing the problem and fixing anything, you would have fixed the water in Flint by now. These school kids who hungry and ain't got no money, you could, that can't eat lunch, you would have fed those kids. These companies don't care. These companies only adopt anyway. Bro, that's a whole nother conversation. You've been got my blood pressure up tonight. Yeah, I think hey, bro, let's wrap this one up, bro. Cause
I'm done at that point. I'm just saying. So
I'm in my feelings.
Those those are the changes that I would like to see. So if you ain't doing those changes, guess what? You're doing nothing, because you could throw money over there, but I still got to drive home and to the store and pray that I can get in and get out and make a home to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we out.
Yeah, it ain't fair, but it's true. Hey, everybody, be safe out there. If you don't have to, don't buy no rope. Please.
All right, we done. Stupid.